talking about the ancient Chinese philosophy, the three ways of thinking. If you're not familiar with this subject, it consists of three sets of laws: Taoism, legalism, and Confucianism. Some being better than others, but I'm not going to point any fingers. Could you tell us about yourself and your philosophies? Put your hands together for Shi HuangDi.
Thank you, John. Tonight I'll be informing all of you about the best philosophy, legalism. Within legalism, we believe that people need to be controlled. The way we control people is by enforcing strict punishments. Controlling people is essential to a safe life. We control people for two reasons. One, we want people to not worry about any crime. Two, we believe that humans are bad by nature. In addition, we like to make sure nobody breaks the law. The way we do this is by blaming people's neighbors for their own crimes. For example, if I were to break the law, my neighbors would also get punished. Overall,
As you know from the three ways of thinking, there are many other perspectives to look from. Joining us tonight, we have Confucius herself. Now, Confucius, can you tell us something about your history and philosophy?
Thanks, John. I did a little research to get to know you. And even though Confucianism doesn't agree with the wars that the military fights, I think that you and your family were very brave, risking their life for your beautiful country. As a Confucianist, I truly believe that knowledge never ends. And when you're on this show, you're learning new things about everyone, such as I am very humble and I studied poetry. Anyway, your parents had served in the military. That is also true to my father. I hated having him gone for long periods of time, so I know what you felt when your father was gone. But we're here to have our debate on who's the president, so let's get on with it.
Great story, Confucius. Now we have one more representative. They will be talking about the lost philosophy, Taoism. One of the most mysterious, actually. They have an unknown matter called the Tao. I'm no expert, but we have someone here who is. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and please welcome Laozi.
Thank you, Senator McCain. Being a Taoist, I am not a fan of violence and fighting, but I still greatly appreciate you and your family's dedication to America's military troops. You see, John, I feel like America could be changed for the better with Taoism. It's all about respecting nature and human life. You see, people have said strange things about me, like that I was reincarnated 13 times, or I was born as an old man, but I assure you, I was born once as a baby. The only things that have gotten me to where I am today are my wisdom and experience. And with my wisdom and experience, I can give America what it desperately needs: a respect for the environment around us.
Now, as you know, these three will be running for president. So tonight we're going to have a small debate to see who will get more votes. So let's bring them in.
I think I am a good candidate for president because I believe in a strong government and expanding America. I believe that people should pay the government for the jobs that they do. Maintaining a strong government isn't the easiest thing to do. So that's why people must pay us so we can maintain it for them.
But what if the people revolt?
Easy, our military services will take care of that, and if that doesn't work, they'll be punished to death. Also, I will expand America's empire and make it the best and largest country in the whole wide world.
Interesting. Can you elaborate on that a little more?
Well, I can make America amazing because I will strengthen the military forces even more and expand towns, cities, and counties.
But won't that be bad for the environment?
Well, yes, but America has to evolve at some point, doesn't it? America needs to rise to the top and expand.
Thank you for the nice speech, Shi HuangDi. I wish you the best of luck in the upcoming presidential election.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it.
Okay, now let's move on to our next candidate, to the wise Confucius.
Thanks, John. I believe that if you elect me as your president, I will do everything in my power to change America for the better. First of all, I will lower taxes.
Confucius, could you please elaborate for our guests?
Well, lowering taxes will allow more time and effort to focus and study my philosophy. Studying Confucianism will contribute in America because everyone will have a sense of order because everyone would know their moral obligations.
If you lower taxes, the government would run out of money, making it harder to
life easier, and it would be less likely for people to become unhappy.
Can you please tell us your other statement?
My other reason is to teach the writings of the sages, the very people that I learned from.
The sages? How do they benefit us? How can we be sure the teachings can keep control over an entire country? Our present government consists of many people, yet still have trouble keeping order.
Well, teaching the writings of the sages would give America a sense of order, just as when I ruled China, everyone had moral duties, and China had returned to its self-discipline.
Confucius, if you spent all your time teaching the writings of the sages, you would have less of an opportunity to listen to the people and what they want.
Well, I would just be teaching people what they know, what they need to know, to just make their life better. See, this is what I mean. You have a very pessimistic attitude about the writings of the sages, but in reality, if I was elected president, there would be no complaining, and everyone would enjoy life just because of Confucianism.
Okay, we'll consider that. Laozi, do you have any different feelings about this?
I believe that I would be the best candidate for president because America needs a leader who respects and cares for the environment and sees everyone as equal. You see, John, when the people of China were Taoists, everyone was happy because there was less government and people were just focused on having harmony with nature.
How do you think the environment will affect us? If the Tao is our main priority, how will we keep from other countries from invading us?
I think if America came together to protect the environment, it would not only benefit the United States of America, it would benefit the earth altogether.
But how will America be protected from attacks with no violence policy and no military?
Well, I say America should keep its fearless and strong military forces so that the United States is not vulnerable and focus mostly on protecting our precious environment. Also, there was no fighting in China when people were Taoists because everybody respected each other and did not show prejudice.
You know, fighting is inevitable. It's a human nature to have conflict.
True, you can't escape conflict, but if America adopted Taoism, there would be much less fighting if people could find their inner self through nature.
Thank you for that beautiful speech, Laozi. I'm afraid that's all the time we have for you, but I wish the best of luck in this election.
Thank you.
Okay, America, listen up. I have a very important question for these three candidates. So Laozi, Shi HuangDi, and Confucius, if you're elected president of the United States of America, what law would you pass? Let's start with you, Laozi.
Well, you know, John, I would actually propose a law to stop urbanization in America and put a limit to how many trees can be destroyed for the expansion of cities.
Now let's hear from Shi HuangDi and what he has to say on this.
Being a legalist, I take pride in my country's power and ability to defend itself. America has been stepping up its defenses during the war against terrorists. While pondering this, I came up with a bill to increase security, and it will be one of the first movements I suggest if I am elected as president. The bill proposes that any flight headed to America will have an American security system in the country that the flight is arriving from. This will make it so countries that have less security than America will have high security for American flights.
Inspiring. Let's see what Confucius has to say about this.
I believe that education is a very important part of life and that knowledge never ends. So I propose that college tuitions will be lowered and more scholarships will be offered. I believe this because education is very important and not everyone will be able to pay. So that is why I propose that more scholarships should be offered and college tuition should be lowered. Knowledge is an everlasting journey. So once everyone has an opportunity to learn, life will be enjoyable and filled with knowledge.
Thanks, Confucius. That was fantastic. Thank you, folks, for tuning in to another episode of Meeting of the Minds. Hopefully this will help you decide who to vote for America and to Laozi, Confucius, and Shi HuangDi. I wish you the best of luck in this election. This is John McCain wishing you a good night, everybody.